On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages. Whether it's a voice call, message, or sending a password. To WhatsApp, it's all just this. So whether you're sharing the streaming password in the family chat or trading those late-night voice messages that could basically become a podcast, your personal messages stay between you, your friends, and your family. No one else. Not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Abercrombie's viral denim sale is back, and Spotify listeners get an extra 15% off with code SpotifyAF. Abercrombie is known for their denim. With 30 to 50% off all jeans, find out how denim should feel. Shop the viral denim sale in the Abercrombie app, online, or in stores. Valid in stores and online through August 11th, 2025 in U.S. and Canada. Excludes clearance, price reflects discount. Code valid in U.S. and Canada through August 11th, 2025. Exclusions apply. See details online.
It's Wednesday, Adams. I see you're trying to distract yourself from your own banal thoughts. Let me help. Here's a recording thing made of my latest root canal.
Wednesday, Season 2, begins August 6th, only on Netflix.
Live, Laugh, Larceny discusses true petty crimes that may be disturbing to some.
Or could be easy listening to all you psychopaths out there.
All stories are based on actual events, but details may vary.
Listener discretion is not advised.
Live,
Laugh,
Larceny. Welcome to Live, Laugh, Larceny, your one-stop shop for all things cop. This is Trevin.
And I am Amanda. That was a delightful little intro there.
Thank you. And spoiler alert, there will be a cop in this story coming up. I'm just saying, sometimes cops pop up in these stories.
I might have a cop as well. Weird.
Wow, then the intro line stands.
So, Trevin.
Yes.
Please tell us all immediately, what is your dreadful dilemma this week?
My dreadful dilemma has to do with my recent date night with my wife.
Oh, I'm glad it was with your wife.
Yeah. We're recording a little ahead. On our 4th of July weekend, we decided to have a date together. She said, let's go see a movie. And there was like nothing out that I wanted to see. And it makes me very sad inside when I can't even bring myself to make one work, you know?
No, I totally have been there where I'm like, it'd be the perfect weekend for a movie. And they're all lame as hell. Yeah.
Yes. I was 1 week short of Superman, so oh well. We decided to have a thrift date and go thrifting together.
That's right. I saw some of your adorable little finds.
Yes. I've been reading and just thinking more about how I like the idea of thrifting, and I like clothes that are different. And God, I mean, it's so hard to find things that are different these days. Even places like Marshall's and stuff, they don't have the cool men's graphic tees like they used to.
Yeah.
You used to go in there and get a cool cat shirt here and there. Now it's all the same shit. It's all Mickey Mouse and dumb shit. Ugh.
Oh, wow.
Emily's been learning from my sister how to do it and loving it more, and I thought, let's do this together. So we went thrift shopping, and I got myself a couple different little work shirts and some comfy house shorts because I'm trying not to use Amazon anymore for anything.
I feel that.
Amazon has these very thin, stretchy, breathable house shorts that I love. So when we got to the thrift store, they had a bunch for like $4 each.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I got a bunch, got home, and my dreadful dilemma is that every single one of those doesn't have pockets.
Really?
Yeah. They're like training shorts for around the house, which is great.
Yeah.
But do you know how many times I take my phone and just go smack my hip and then get ready to let go, realizing that there's no basket to catch it?
Yeah. I mean, the reason I gasped so loudly isn't because it's not that it's not relatable to me. I obviously have had many pants that either don't have pockets, too small pockets, fake pockets, sewn shut pockets. I mean, you name it. Okay.
Yeah, especially as a woman, I'm sure you got it way worse.
Yeah, but you just don't see that as often for guys. And that's why I was so appalled.
There was a part of me where I was like, are these women's pants?
Like when Michael Scott wore the women's suit on The Office.
They're training shorts, though, so I think they're just like when you see the guys with the real chiseled legs playing basketball with the shorty shorts. And they're like just thin and breathable. Like those probably just don't have pockets because they're just made to let those babies run, you know?
I guess. I feel like no matter what I'm doing, I would love a pocket.
Yes.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like training, jumping, flipping, flying, floating, sleeping, taking a dump. I would love to have a pocket.
You can do anything with a pocket.
Well, that is dreadful. But very cute that you guys went thrifting. Like I was telling you and Emily, I've loved thrifting since I was younger. I used to go in my grandma's hometown all the time. And it's just so cool. Unique finds, cute shit, reusable, helping the environment, and finding unique, cool shit. Win-win, you know?
Yeah.
So I also have a dreadful dilemma this week, and it starts out on a very positive note. So just over this recent weekend, my family and I went to our first Kansas City Current soccer game, which I already asked you beforehand. You said you and Emily have not gone. You don't like soccer.
Yeah, I'm
apparently.
very anti-soccer.
Anti-soccer, which I'm like, well, screw you, Trevin, because I'm anti-football, okay?
Well, I'm anti-football too, if you mean it the soccer way.
What a hater. And for those listeners who don't know, KC Current is our women's professional soccer team. And what's so badass about them is that their stadium is the first soccer stadium specifically built for a women's professional sports team. So that's like history right there. And we live so fucking close to it. Like, how cool.
I love seeing the stadium when I go into the city now. And, oh yeah, I'm all for the women's sports and them having their own stadium. That's super cool. I just hate soccer, but yeah.
It's so fun, though. I think you would actually really love it. For me, by far, it's the cutest stadium in all of the city. Like, I've been to Arrowhead. I've been to the Royals games. I've been to all the stadiums. This one, by far, is so damn cute. Teal seats everywhere. It's right by this really beautiful bridge in Kansas City, like right by the water. Anyway, I have nothing but good things, great things to say about it. However,
here we go.
This is my dreadful dilemma. And this, again, starts out on a great note. I have never been on a Jumbotron before, ever, at a sports game. I've always dreamt of it. I've always fantasized about it. I've always thought, why not me? Like, why am I not good enough to be on this Jumbotron, right?
What happens in your fantasies of the Jumbotron?
I'm just on one. Just ignore me. So we went to this game with my parents, my brother, my husband, Jordan, and our 2 kids. And the smile cam turns on. And it's like,
Oh, your family knows how to do that.
oh, do we ever? So the smile cam, and they were like featuring all these different people, you know, in the audience. And so the girls and I, of course, like they had homemade signs that we made. Like we were just standing up like, woo! And anyway, finally we're on there, right? Dream come true. Beautiful moment. So fun. So iconic. Everything. But for those that know me, and for those that have heard my previous dreadful dilemmas, you guys will get this. In that beautiful moment, Jordan was wearing the damn sunnies.
I was going to bring that up, but I wasn't sure if you were going towards that or not. Yes.
So the Ninja Turtles /80s/ costume, neon, obnoxious,
Pink
hot
and green.
pink and lime green, weird sunglasses. Yeah, he's in there. And not only is he wearing the sunglasses, but he's the one that actually captured the photo of it. So he's taking a picture wearing the sunnies and then posing like this all at once. And I feel like it's mocking me. I
Yeah.
feel like it's like menacing me from the side.
Yeah, like that pose wasn't so much for the picture as it was for the future you looking back at that. saying, "These are the glasses I'll see forever. My children's first sporting event."
No joke. Also, my car died immediately when we got into the parking lot. That was another dreadful dilemma, but it ended up starting right back up. I don't know what happened.
Oh, that's good. I hate car stuff.
But anywho, Trevin, it's not all dreadful dilemmas. We're going to be doing a game of Would You Rather.
Would you rather?
My damn, yes.
Uh-oh, do you have a really horrible one for me? You usually do.
I almost forgot we even were doing Would You Rather until you said that, and then I thought, oh yeah, I do have one in my back pocket. I'm going a little inspired by current events.
Okay.
Because we're recording this ahead of time and the way the news works, this is probably going to age like cottage cheese. So we will see when this episode comes out where we stand on what's going on. Maybe nothing.
Okay.
So my Would You Rather. Would you rather host a propaganda show that poisons your country for $100,000 an episode, or publicly receive $10 million for keeping the Epstein list secret? You will die if you attempt any loophole to tell anyone in this situation.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Trevin. Say it one more time for me.
Host a propaganda show that poisons your country for $100,000 an episode, or publicly receive $10 million for keeping the Epstein list secret.
So no one will know if I poison the nation.
No, you're hosting a propaganda show. So let's say you are Tucker Carlson.
Okay.
So you are Fox News, except the worst kind, like the most conspiracy ones.
Okay.
And you're just they're changing the weather and they're doing this and they're robbing you and you're racist and stuff.
Oh, God. Okay.
But you're making $100,000 a week.
Oh, God.
Or you have the Epstein list and everybody knows that you have it. You got paid $10 million to do it. So they're like, you're an asshole and you're not giving it up and you're getting paid for it. So you're looking like a real dick, but you can't tell anybody. And if you do in this situation, you just die. No, that's not because people are going to kill you, but you literally cannot tell anybody.
I think I'm going to go with option B just because... Yes, I would be hated regardless, but it's almost less damaging to keep my mouth shut than to constantly spew hatred and negativity on repeat. But they're both awful.
Yeah, they're both awful. I think I'm with you too, because it's like one huge dagger and it destroys your persona and the way everybody looks at you forever.
Yeah.
But at least in 30 years, maybe they'll get over it.
Yeah.
The good thing about the other one is if you can just tell yourself, it's just a paycheck, you could own it. I mean, I'm not one of those people.
I'm not one of those people either. I've never felt good at any type of job that I've done and been able to think it's just a paycheck, keep going. I'm not that type. I've had to leave if I've gotten to that point, you know?
Yeah, I have too. But I couldn't even imagine with something like a job that uses your likeness.
Yeah.
Selling your soul to be the head of Fox or something just because you're going to be a millionaire or something.
No.
So some people, at least you could have the clean, I wouldn't even say clean conscience, but...
Both of them are fucking awful.
Yeah.
But what you gonna do?
I think I would do the Epstein one with you too, just because I would really like to know, but it would be hard not telling other people.
Regardless, either one of these just isn't gonna work for us because I feel like we can't be fake and we can't lie. We can't hold on to a secret like that. Are you kidding me? No one could.
And to spew propaganda on a weekly basis would destroy us.
Yeah.
At least the Epstein thing, I could go live in a cabin and hate myself forever. But I couldn't be a hot shot and collect a paycheck and hurt people emotionally every day.
God, no. Well, I also have a would you rather question for you. And like I told you earlier, I do have a pretty vague connection between all three of my segments today. So it is going to be interesting. But
oh, God, is this a soccer episode?
No, it's not. It's not. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. This would you rather is pretty high stakes because both options are based on true events. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes.
So, Trevin, would you rather have a 1.5 inch long canine tooth or have over 500 total teeth?
You scared me when you said a 1.5-inch long.
He's like, oh, Lordy, no.
Give me the teeth. Oh, my God. My arms would be so tired after all that brushing.
Right. 500 teeth is a lot.
But so you're saying one canine tooth just out of the rest of them, just hanging out?
Just a gigantic canine. Or 500 normal sized.
So would they be like in rows, like a movie theater seating? Like, is that how I would fit 500 in my mouth? Or would I have to get a giant mouth?
Actually, I can give you the history background of each one if you'd like to know that before you decide.
Let's have a history lesson.
I'll tell you exactly how those teeth fit in that mouth, okay? So let's start with the longest human tooth that was ever measured was 1.46 inches. So I rounded up, said 1.5. It was a canine tooth extracted in Germany in 2018. The tooth was so long that it required specialized dental care and was eventually extracted by Dr. Max Lucas. Now, on to the over 500 teeth story, okay?
Mm-hmm.
A 7-year-old boy in India had 526 teeth removed from his mouth in 2019. This is kind of crazy because one was in 2018, one was in 2019.
The year of teeth.
Weird.
The era of teeth, sorry.
The boy, who was experiencing jaw pain and swelling, was treated at Savetha Dental College and Hospital in Chennai. Surgeons discovered a sac-like mass containing the teeth within his lower jaw. The condition is called compound composite odontoma, I think is how you say it, which is a rare condition that can cause multiple tooth-like structures to develop within the jaw. The medical team took 5 hours to remove the teeth and carefully count them, finding that they ranged in size from 0.1 millimeters to 15 millimeters. The boy was released from the hospital 3 days after the surgery and is expected to make a full recovery.
Damn. That sounds painful. I think I would just do the one. I was already leaning that way anyway. I think I'll just stick with the canine one.
I feel the exact same way. Even when I was talking about these, I was like trying to find another one that was as crazy as the 500 teeth, but there weren't any real life ones that were as wild as that one. Now, don't get me wrong. I think having a gigantic canine would be obviously awful. I mean, I didn't even have severely large fang teeth and I wanted them filed.
Yeah.
So that would be obviously awful and very hard to navigate and painful, I'm sure. But can you imagine 500?
No, not at all. Especially in how they explain
jaw?
that. Yeah, in your jaw. It doesn't sound like... I was thinking like street sharks or like some sort of like Jaws or something like crazy badass.
Like rows and rows.
Yeah.
No. And a 7-year-old. Like, it was such a young kid. I'm so glad he's okay. I'm so glad they got all those teeth out. But they were like a bunch of little weird baby teeth growing in his cheek.
Yikes.
So weird. Well, we're both on the same page for both of those answers.
Those were very fun and both technically based off of all real things.
Oh, I don't know which one's scarier. Well, let's maybe tone down the horror and give the people some ads.
I'm Chris Hadfield. I'm an astronaut, an author, a citizen of planet Earth. Join me for a 6-part journey into the systems that power the world. Real conversations with real people who are shaping the future of energy. No politics, no empty talk, just solutions-focused conversations on the challenges we must overcome and the possibilities that lie ahead. This is On Energy.
Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Gatorade is the #1 proven electrolyte blend designed to hydrate better than water. So you can lose more sweat and raise your game. Gatorade, is it in you?
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
And welcome back
Welcome.
This week, I have brought a story that I feel like I'm on a roll. I've just been loving a lot of the ones I've been making.
Yeah.
We talk about this from time to time about how we kind of go through phases where it's just like, whoa, writing was hard for these last couple weeks. And then out of nowhere, it's just everything's good. Being properly medicated probably plays a big part in this for me. But I will say that I have been having a lot of fun behind the pen lately.
Oh, love that.
Even though I type everything.
I was going to say, behind the quill.
But either way, I've just been having a really nice time with the last 4 or so. And today I have one from our home state.
Mo.
And it's from a city that I think you've probably been to. I think we maybe have probably driven through it together.
Oh.
And it has to do with a Midwest business that I'm sure you've also visited as well.
Is it in Branson?
No.
Oh, damn.
But I think we drive through there to get to Branson.
Oh, okay.
So join us at our home state, because I've got a Missouri story for all of you today. And here we go. Navigating the rough terrain of life takes footwear that can get the job done. Working in construction? Steel toes are nothing, buddy. Cleaning up after a porn shoot? Better get slip-resistant shoes. And if you're giving up, go ahead and buy those plain white orthopedics. Because shoes matter. They're how we reach new heights. They're how we express our unique style. They're the only thing keeping my feet from touching a sticky, piss-soaked bathroom floor during an emergency road trip stop. What we choose to walk in is just as essential to the journey as the path we walk on. And sometimes, a poor footwear decision can change everything. Like a bad heel on a night of dancing.
I can't feel my legs!
Or forcing your foot into a smaller size just because it was a really good deal. Some choices don't just ruin your night. They can give you a bunion, a throbbing reminder that fashion has consequences. And unfortunately, that's still the least of what can go wrong. Sometimes, a poor choice in footwear doesn't just wreck your arch support, it wrecks your life. So lace up, and don't do that annoying-ass thing when people crush the heel of their shoe down just to slide them on while they're still tied. We're about to walk a mile in someone else's shoes, and the road they take is paved with uncomfortable situations. Rugged is a word many would use to describe Dale. From his perpetually grease-stained shirts to his offensive odor, he carried enough evidence in his appearance to make any stranger agree. Add in the fact that he was a 60-year-old white man in Springfield, Missouri, and the guy practically oozed inherited privilege. The townsfolk knew him as a laborer, someone you could count on to help move a spare bed after your mother-in-law passes. He was always seen driving through town in his dented white Dodge Ram, presumably off to perform some kind of unseen labor, sure to leave him more disgusting than before. And anyone caught in his path would be regaled with a foul-mouthed story that meant nothing to anyone but himself.
I knew a guy who could really drink water, god damn it.
But beneath his grimy exterior and unapproachable nature, Dale harbored a secret even more mysterious than his actual job status. He loved wearing Crocs. The foam clogs cushioned him from the ground up, sending a wave of comfort that started at his soles and nearly reached his soul. After a long day of cesspools and dramatic squints into the sun, Dale's Crocs absorbed the pressure and cradled his pride. As a man who claimed to live for labor, Dale knew the importance of having the right tool for the job. A hammer for fixing roofs, a syringe for inseminating cows, and while his Crocs weren't exactly masculine or fitting of his vibe, they were the only tool that could soothe his barking dogs. Freed from the shackles of his work boots, Dale's feet transformed, calloused, cracked, and finally cradled. It was here, in one of these ecstasy-inducing footwear conversions, that our story begins. Dale leaned against the backside of his home, pulling off his boots and dropping them to the ground. He turned the spigot on, rinsing cow shit from his hands and the recently discarded footwear. In moist blue jeans and bare feet, Dale looked up at his back door, locking eyes with his house Crocs.
It's a good thing you're waterproof, because Daddy's a little wet.
In just a few short steps, Dale positioned himself behind his casual boating shoes and entered them. The pins and needles vanished from his heels instantly, and Dale let out a guttural sigh of relief, hunched over, alone on the patio. With that energy, he went inside to prepare a microwave dinner and fall asleep watching Yellowstone in his favorite chair. He munched away on his cardboard chicken risotto and made it to the part in the show where the white people solved their problems by riding horses.
Perfect,
he said with a smile.
I think I've seen this part before.
But just as he began to rest his eyes, he remembered the lottery ticket he forgot to buy. Sitting up, he thought about the jackpot sign he'd seen earlier and how any total bigger than 200,000 felt made up to him. He couldn't recall the exact amount, but it was too big to ignore. Dale made his way to the door, grabbing his keys and wallet. He paused, staring at the cute little handmade shoe stand that held his 5 pairs of going-out boots. They were plenty comfortable and would have made way more sense with the rest of his dirty work clothes that he'd never bothered to change out of. Even if his truck broke down, the boots would be the right tool for the job, but they were no Crocs. Like a 20-something courting a woman he hopes to see naked, Dale's blood wasn't in his brain. It had all rushed to his feet, and there was no way he could make the logical choice. With his foam footwear pressing down on the brake, Dale fired up the engine of his Dodge Ram and began the short drive to the local gas station. Come and go. He'd always laughed at how sexual the name sounded. Spelling come wrong somehow made it worse. And though he'd been making the joke for years, strolling through the store wearing his house Crocs may lead him to experience a come and go of his own. As his truck pulled into the front parking space, Dale scanned the gas station window, eyes darting between lottery signs, looking for the bright red jackpot total. But the graceful motion of parking continued a beat too long. The truck lurched forward, rolled over the curb, and mounted the sidewalk. Dale scrambled to brake, but his foot was tangled, wedged between the pedal and the roomy heel strap of his Croc. He yanked hard, scraping his heel through, and managed to slam on the brakes, just after crashing through both front windows. Dale sat there for a moment, frozen in disbelief. The lottery jackpot was up to $400 million, and due to the crash, it still didn't look like he was going to get a ticket. Too ashamed to face accountability, Dale did his best impression of an absent father, pulling out before running away. Back home, he cursed his Crocs and hurled them across the living room.
Son of a bitch!
The pillowy soft foam hit a cracked window and somehow reversed the damage. He slipped on one of his going-out boots, ready for whatever trouble might follow. He paced, trying to remember the crash as less damaging than it was. In his head, it was just the tip, but then came the sound of glass, the screaming. Well, just from him. No one else appeared to be nearby, but he couldn't be sure. Curiosity got the best of him, so Dale jumped back in the truck and returned to the come and go. When he arrived, he spotted 2 employees sweeping up glass and clearing debris. He parked on the far side of the building to avoid any association with the damage.
Ooh, what happened here?
Dale asked the employee behind the counter, casually tapping the lottery sign.
Happened about 20 minutes ago. I was ringing up a mom's Camels and her kids' candy cigarettes. Next thing I know, I'm pulling Chex Mix out of my hair.
And somebody pissed in my pants!
Oh, yeah. And somebody pissed in Tedric's pants. So now I'm not only trying to figure out who crashed through our windows, I've got to figure out who used that distraction to pee in a 45-year-old man's jeans.
Dale blinked.
Wow,
he said flatly. It was all he could muster.
Weird. You're usually good for a rant or two.
She leaned under the counter, pulling up a monitor.
I know you know a lot of locals. Take a look at this footage. Tell me if it looks like anyone you know.
She turned the screen around. Grainy footage showed shelves of snacks by the front window, before being blown inward by a white Dodge Ram crashing through the glass. The wall blocked the license plate, and the image was too blurry to clearly show Dale's face.
The guy just put it in reverse and left. What kind of person does that? I'm guessing drunk. Late night snack run gone wrong.
It's the person who pissed in my pants!
See, Tedric thinks it's the same guy, but I told him. You can't crash a car and piss in someone else's pants at the same time. It's just not possible.
Dale squinted at the screen.
They don't look familiar to me,
he firmly answered, then turned and walked out. With the awkward encounter still fresh in his mind, Dale pulled back into his driveway. He swallowed a dry, hard lump in his throat, still dwelling on the scene he'd caused.
Guilt sure leaves a man parched,
he shrugged, brushing off a third trip to the gas station as a silly little detour. Before even turning off the ignition, Dale shifted back into drive and headed once again for the come and go. Dale stepped around Tedric in his wet pants, still cleaning up debris from his earlier mess. He grabbed a lemon-flavored Propel, forgotten by most, but still available, thank God. But just as he placed the thirst-quenching electrolyte on the counter, A voice from behind stopped him cold.
Excuse me, sir, is that your white Dodge Ram out there?
Dale swallowed hard, one last dry gulp without the help of his propel.
It is,
he said, stern and steady.
Are you aware that a white Dodge Ram drove through these windows about an hour ago?
I am,
he replied, swiping his card.
I was just in a bit ago and watched the footage with this employee. It looks a lot like my truck, but it's not.
He cracked open the propel, took a long swig, and gave a dismissive wave at the receipt printer.
You'll have a good night, and good luck with your search.
Then he left, hydrated, if not absolved. Back home, Dale nestled into his favorite chair as Yellowstone played on.
Get off my ran!
The white people were wearing cowboy hats, riding horses, and saving the day.
I guess I've seen this one too,
he muttered. His eyes began to drift shut, but before he could fully fall asleep, Dale got up, unsurprised and still wearing his going-out boots. He knew you couldn't visit the scene of your own crime 3 times without consequences. Still, he was glad he'd spent his last moment of freedom on a propel. He opened the door, face to face with the come-and-go officer.
We know it was you who crashed into the gas station. Other camera angles confirmed it.
You got me,
Dale admitted.
I was wearing my Crocs and they got tangled up in the pedal. By the time I got it unhooked, I'd already bumped through the windows.
The officer jotted notes without a word, then looked up. Dale leaned in, his future hanging on the officer's next line.
Huh?
Sorry. I thought you were going to say some kind of pun about this being a crock of something and then arresting me.
I can see why you'd expect that. But since you're an older white man in a small town, how about you just drive yourself down and fill out some paperwork? It'd be easier for you to get home after. Just don't wear the Crocs again, okay?
Dale grimaced, but when the officer chuckled, the tension eased. Looking at it from both sides, Dale began to see the humor too. At least he wouldn't have to be cuffed on his front porch. With his keys in hand, he walked the officer down the sidewalk to his Dodge Ram.
You know where we're at, right?
Oh, yeah.
He climbed into the truck, pressing a secure boot down onto the brake before starting the engine. He adjusted his rearview mirror and caught a glimpse of the officer shutting his door. Dale thought about how nice the officer had been, and how, compared to other arrests, this was a pretty decent learning experience. He pulled out of the driveway, past the come and go, and made his way to the police station to sign some papers and accept some charges. On February 27th, 2025, 60-year-old Dale W. Hammett drove his 2012 Dodge Ram through the front windows of a come-and-go convenience store in Springfield, Missouri, causing an estimated $3,720 in property damage. According to the Springfield Police Department, the crash occurred just after 11:30 p.m. Hammett backed out of the store and left the scene without speaking to anyone. He then returned twice within the next hour, once even watching the security footage of the crash alongside an employee, without ever admitting he was the driver. When questioned by officers at the scene, Hammett denied involvement, claiming his truck was not the one in the video. But after reviewing additional surveillance footage from all 3 visits, police were able to confirm that it was, in fact, Hammett behind the wheel. Officers later visited his nearby home. When confronted with the evidence, Hammett confessed to being the driver. He claimed his Crocs got caught up on the gas pedal, causing the sudden acceleration to the store. He admitted to panicking and leaving the scene. Hammett was charged by the Greene County Prosecuting Attorney's Office with leaving the scene of an accident involving property damage over $1,000. His first court appearance took place on May 14th. As of now, his next court date is scheduled for August, with no indication yet of whether the punishment will be made public. I don't know about you, but my flat arches were screaming during this one. When my little piggies need to go to the market, I usually reach for my off-brand foam slides, or at the very least, my tried and true sneakers. But those aren't always the right shoes for the job. When officiating my sister's wedding, I chose the proper footwear for the occasion. Plain black faux leather saw traps for my feet. The pain lingered for days, maybe weeks, but at least I didn't crash a truck through the reception. Whatever your walk of life, just remember to take it in stride, because we all need support, and I don't just mean emotionally. Let the proper footwear guide your steps, across your life, to new places, or in some cases, straight through the front of a come and go.
I hate the name come and go. Ew, ew, ew.
Yeah, something about the K of it just makes it seem gross.
The K, the U, the M of it. Like, I just can't take any part of it at all. Why? No. Stop the madness. The fact that this man crashed into this come and go and then repeatedly returned to it is really just another level, really, of person.
I think he was just maybe anxious. I don't know, but I started to write this story just being like, yeah, this guy's ridiculous, going back 3 times. And then I read a little closer and I was like, oh, wow, he really did this within 1 hour. Is that a guilty conscience bringing you back? Like, what is it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You could probably just drink tap water and not a yellow Propel, which, by the way, do you love yellow Propel? Is that why you put it in there?
Well, you know, I'm a lemon boy.
Okay, secret's out.
But I do love Propel. I like flavored water. I've been drinking electrolytes more because my medication kind of dehydrates me.
Yeah.
I mean, Gatorade's cool, but I just like that flavored water vibe, baby.
Yeah, no, I hear ya. Maybe it was anxiety. Maybe he felt guilty. Maybe he wanted to be there just to, you know, like keep your enemies closer kind of thing. Maybe he just wanted to like be in on the nose so he could be ahead of it. I don't know what his reasons were. Or maybe he's just an idiot who was really freaking thirsty, like you said.
He's just like trying to be the man on the inside. He's just like, you guys have any leads yet?
Yeah. Or maybe he just wanted some gas station snacks. I really don't know, but I don't care what the reasoning is. He shouldn't have done it.
It seems from the way they explain it that maybe he is just a local guy. So especially if people know who you are and you drove through the window, I think people would eventually figure it out. Like,
yeah.
You're a local.
Ding-a-ling. And so he really didn't get charged at all.
The way it was explained, it didn't seem so.
Wow.
I remember when I worked in the small town world, there was a lot of times where there was a lot of troublemakers in the town who were just, you know, no stranger to getting arrested on a weeknight.
Yeah.
And they would get to the point where it's just like, come on down to the station. Like, let's not do the cuffs thing. Let's not do all this. Like, you know where we're at.
Yeah.
So I've been wanting to put that in a story for a long time and just point out like the white privilege of a small town and just not having to be handcuffed.
Yes.
So from the way I understood.
He said, you know where we are, right? Just come on back.
Yeah, that's the kind of people I used to work around. So from what I understood, it didn't sound like he got arrested. It was just like, hey, you got some charges now. So I thought this was the perfect time to draw attention to that.
Wow. 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 What a time. And then Crocs. Do you own any Crocs?
I don't. I have my off-brand slides that I'm usually wearing.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready for me to leave on vacation. And I said, I need some slides. These were off-brand Amazon ones I bought years and years ago. They've lasted a long time and they're my house shoes too. But I said, last time we went to the beach with them, I mean, after a few miles and it was just a bit much.
Yeah.
And I said, I think I should probably spend a little money on nicer ones. So I bought me some UFO slides.
Oh,
They're not here yet, but
all right.
I hear good things.
I'm not a Croc wearer myself, but my 16-year-old nephew wears them and his feet are bigger than mine and I've tried them on and surprisingly very comfortable. Also, I do like that you can buy the little pins now that are specifically designed to like bedazzle your Crocs.
Yes.
But yeah, I just personally have never gone down that route ever.
No, I just never thought they looked that good in mini outfits. And
yeah.
I feel like I can only sacrifice like so many cool points with the things I choose, and Crocs isn't the place I'm choosing to spend that currency.
There you go.
But they do seem very comfortable. I think my mom got me off-brand Crocs once when I was living at home, and it did actually get me the little decorative pins and got me some Chiefs Arrowhead pins on them.
Yeah, see, fun.
I think they ended up staying and just becoming my dad's or something, but that's fine.
Yeah, I love the personalization of it.
Yes.
That's always fun.
But with this guy, not only just going back to the scene of the crime, though, he actually watched the footage with the employee.
He said, that trucking guy sure looks like me, but that's not me. No, sirree. Oh my God. I just can't even. And yes, I've driven through Springfield. I've worked at Springfield back in the day, like when I was a traveling photographer. That's so funny. That is like a beautiful Missouri story right there.
In the small town that I grew up in, Holt, somebody drove through the window at one point, so it made me think a lot about that.
Yeah.
And I used to work in a gas station, so I just know the Midwest gas station lifestyle.
You really are a professional in that department, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I speak from experience.
Eczema isn't always obvious, but it's real. And so is the relief from Ebglyss. After an initial dosing phase, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin at 16 weeks. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Searching for real relief? Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
It's summer. Time to enjoy long days, lazy nights, and great food. Because Uber Eats has deals all summer long. So, when hunger strikes, don't sweat it. Delicious deals are just a tap away on Uber Eats. Enjoy all your favorite grocery items delivered straight to you. Get ice cream, soda, and snacks from your favorite stores like Wegmans and CVS and make the most of every moment. Now that sounds like a good summer. Order now on Uber Eats. Terms apply. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
This episode is brought to you by Cars.com. On Cars.com, you can shop over 2 million cars. That means over 2 million new car possibilities, like making space for your growing family, becoming the type of person who takes spontaneous weekend camping trips, or upgrading your commute. Wherever life takes you next, or whoever you're looking to be, there's a car for that on Cars.com. Visit Cars.com to discover your next possibility.
Well, Trevin, I also have a story from the news. This is another really fun one. I was telling you earlier, this might be one of my longer ones, but there was just a lot of information, and you'll hopefully understand why at the end. But also, this is another one where I kind of had some fun with my intro and outro to do something a little different like I've done in the past. So let's just do it, and here we go. Welcome to Dreadful Dentistry. My name is Amanda, and I'll be taking care of your mouth today.
Amanda, what the hell? You work as a dentist now?
I read Dentistry for Dummies. Now stop yapping and take a seat. Okay, now, open wide and let me see those petty pearly whites. Speaking of petty, boy, have I got a crime story to tell you. Want to hear it? I'll take that as an enthusiastic yes. Just sit back and relax as I tell you all about the dark side of dentistry. "65-year-old Leopold Weinstein went by the nickname Dr. Leo by all of his patients at Spanish Hills Dental Group in Camarillo, California during the year 2014. He practiced dentistry for 25 years before then and got to know his community members on an intimate level. Dr. Leo was there for single mom Lucy when she needed her teeth whitened last minute before a date.
Thanks for the tune-up, Dr. Leo.
And he never judged Rob the plumber for repeatedly showing up to his dental cleanings with onion breath. He pulled wisdom teeth from some unwise people, gave fillings to those without any, and did it all with a pristine smile on his kind face. The only part he disliked about his job was dealing with insurance companies.
Access denied.
Zero coverage.
Try again. Never.
Every once in a while, though, Leopold got some rewards in return for his hard work. Back in 1986, he received the Cigna Clinician of the Year Award for his pain-free dental experiences and love of Jesus.
Praise the Lord for pain meds.
He bragged about having a former Survivor reality show contestant as a patient, and even got to give the winner of the Little Miss Camarillo pageant a different type of silver crown. Yet, as Leopold aged, so did his business. Over time, his dentist's lobby lost its luster. The magazines were outdated, the cappuccino machine had a slow leak, and his once bustling office was now a desolate corridor. Things only got worse when Dr. Leo's health took a turn for the worse. Some say it was his blood pressure that led to a small stroke, while others say it was his broken spirit. Regardless of the cause, Leopold survived the incident, but once he returned to work, he was never quite the same man. Stepping back into his dental practice after his recovery, the receptionist greeted him with a half-hearted welcome. "Welcome back, Dr. Leo." Yet the dentist ignored her monotone mumbling and looked around at his sad excuse of a business. The lobby was covered in dust, and there wasn't a customer in sight. "Yeah, there haven't been many people coming lately. Maybe we should get a new cappuccino machine. I heard people saying Rosewood Dental has one with 6 different flavors." Leopold grunted back at his depressing employee and spun on his heels to immediately exit where he entered. He walked down the block away from his building and towards one of his competitors. Peering into the Rosewood Dental Group's front window like a creep, Dr. Leo saw the smiles of customers that didn't belong to him.
"This dentist fucking rocks!"
Some laughed excitedly while checking into their appointments. A few waited joyfully on the modern sofas, and a line of others graciously waited for the fancy cappuccino machine. Leopold rested his face and defeat on the window pane, leaving his hot breath on the glass before him. That is, until he realized most of the lobby was now staring at him with fearful expressions. Dr. Leo continued walking further down the street until he reached another rival office called Camarillo Dental Practice. Instead of window peeping, this time he walked around the outside. He admired their trimmed hedges and flowers that adorned their building, and resented their jam-packed parking lot full of client cars. Anger started to well up inside the once honorable dentist. Leo's mind was flooded with thoughts of his empty office, dumb insurance companies, and his leaking cappuccino machine. That's when an evil idea sparked inside of the dentist's mind. Causing him to grin mischievously, Dr. Leo let out a villainous laugh before it halted in a coughing fit. From that day on, he played the role of nice Dr. Leo during business hours. But once he clocked out, Leopold transformed from a dedicated dentist to an evil arsonist. His first attempt at setting his competitor's office on fire didn't necessarily go as planned. No matter how much flammable liquids he poured onto their building's roof, it just wouldn't light. This didn't deter him, though. He was determined to burn it all to the ground. For the next 7 months, Leopold kept up with his double life, fixing cavities during the day and setting fires at night. A few of the arson attempts did ignite a fire, yet every time he set his enemies' businesses ablaze, they were easily extinguished and saved. Fixated on his foes, Leo continued his destructive behavior in the darkness. Only he had no clue that there was someone else hiding in the shadows, documenting his petty pyromania. In early February of 2015, 65-year-old Leopold Weinstein, also known as Dr. Leo to his dental patients, was arrested for setting fires at 2 other local dental offices. The once awarded dentist, who had his own practice at Spanish Hills Dental Group in Camarillo, California, was now being charged with 3 counts of attempted arson of a structure and possession of a silencer. One of the victims of this case, dentist Robert Sprague, said the following about the fires.
"We've been aware of it since June. There's been repeated 4 different attempts of throwing flammables on the roof and attempting to light them. Our building just won't burn."
The bizarre investigation began back in June 17, 2014, when maintenance workers found large amounts of flammable liquids on the roof of a competing dental building just under 3 miles from Leopold's office. Even more fires were set at the same 2 dentist offices on June 29th, July 24th, September 12th, and September 19th. In January, Leo returned to one of the rival dentist buildings to again light shit up. This time, however, a pedestrian noticed the odd behavior, photographed his vehicle, and turned it over to authorities. He was also captured on surveillance footage, setting fire to the building, throwing road flares, and balloons filled with flammable liquid at the office. Once in police custody, Leopold was booked at the Ventura County Sheriff's main jail, and his bail was set at $250,000. Police originally suspected that Leopold Weinstein set the fires due to his dwindling business and for financial gain. However, both the prosecution and defense attorneys stated that the dentist claims his motive was toward insurance companies. In an apology letter written by Dr. Leo, he said he thought he could help bring attention to the plight of dentists who are being undercut by the insurance industry, and that he now regrets his actions. Defense attorney William Haney said, Leopold had lived an upstanding and law-abiding life, but began to exhibit uncharacteristic behavior after suffering a stroke. Additionally, he presented evidence from Leo's psychiatric report showing he had brain damage related to the stroke. Richard Simon, the senior deputy district attorney, told the Camarillo Acorn, quote, "It's a weird case. This is a guy who has never had a criminal record. He gets this weird idea in his head that burning the practices would improve the billing practices or policies of the insurance companies. His explanation was that if others suffered losses, they would band together against the insurance companies for the way they bill." Ultimately, Leopold pleaded guilty on March 10th to 3 counts of arson of a structure, and the charges of possession of a silencer were dropped. He was sentenced to 1 year in county jail, with a possibility of getting out early on good behavior. Well, that's the end of my petty crime story, and conveniently, the end of your dental appointment. So, how do you feel?
Surprisingly, minty fresh.
Yeah, I basically just clinked tools around and had you gurgle with mouthwash the entire time. You can't just go around trusting any dentist office you walk into, Trevin. I hope in the future you take more care in choosing who takes care of your grill. You could get a hygienist who's forceful with floss, a toothache from the pits of hell, or a dentist who commits arson in their spare time.
I did not think he was going to be a fire guy, an arsonist.
Yeah, same. Especially when you see this guy. Like, he really just looks like a normal grandpa dentist guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's just trying to get by. Also, guys, side note, I know that strokes are very serious. I'm not trying to make light of that at all. And maybe it did affect him, okay? I'm not disagreeing with that part at all. However, the insurance claim, it's a little bit of a stretch. It's a little hard for me to believe. I mean, if he was genuinely trying to band together with everyone, wouldn't he have at least told them about the insurance scheme?
It sounds like one of those sort of like just a bad excuse and sticking with it because at least morally you can find a heroic angle from that one.
Yeah, and I was quite shocked because the police and a lot of the first articles I read said it was for financial gain, that his business was showing signs of not having as many clients. But then it turned out when the courts happened and when the newer articles came out talking about the court date and everything, both of the lawyers were like, no, he believes he did this for the insurance companies. And like both of them were like good with that. The prosecutor just thought he did deserve to serve time because even if you have had a stroke, you can't just set people's businesses on fire. Like people could have died, you know, The building could have burned down, obviously. Like kind of funny that it took him all those times trying to do it and none of them succeeded.
Yeah, you're not a very good arsonist.
Like the worst arsonist of all fucking time. Like, stick to dentistry, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, stick to your field.
Yeah, it hasn't really steered you wrong this whole time, and now you want to be an arsonist out of nowhere. Like, what is this, a midlife crisis kind of a thing?
I've never heard of this being a side effect of that health issue, but I guess it can really mess with your brain.
Yeah, I would have never considered the stroke even playing a part of it.
I know, but again, maybe two truths can be the same at one time, but he still shouldn't have done that. So he got a year, but like many of the articles said, he had already been in jail, I guess, waiting for the court date. So that time would have gone towards the year. And if he was on good behavior, he could have gotten out. So
it is interesting if he really did want to do that for the insurance thing. Like you said, like, why didn't he just talk to him? What if it was like, I'm really self-conscious and I'm not very good at making new friends. I think maybe if I just catch his building on fire, then maybe we can have something in common.
Literally. Oh, this is going to make us band together. Like, why don't you just, like, take them out to lunch? ?
Yeah, or ask them to catch your building on fire.
And also, the quote from the other dentist, I wanted to put that in there just because they didn't understand why it was happening to them either. So it's not like this was a big old takedown. I don't know. The whole thing is just so bizarre. So I had a lot of angles that I had to cover. I had a lot of things that were serious, a lot of things that were funny, a lot of things that were confusing, and I was trying to make sense of it all.
Yeah, I get that. It's always tricky when you have, like, it's sort of a perspective sort of a situation and you don't fully believe the excuse that you're given with that character.
Yeah. I'm like, that's really weird. Everyone just totally jumped on this belief system, but I'm having a harder time doing so.
Yeah. If you're burning your competitors' buildings, it really just seems like you want to take your competitors down.
That's what it felt like to me. But
not be a hero for them.
Yeah, but I don't know, Dr. Leo. Maybe he had these weird conspiracies in his mind instead. I mean, either way, it's pretty naughty. You can't just be lighting buildings up left and right.
Yeah.
Or trying to.
Don't quit your day job.
Don't. Please no. Also, before we move on, I just want to say we never gave one of our Patreon members a proper shout out, and she was featured as a character in your story. Was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
That was last week, the squirt gun story.
Okay, Jackie, thank you so much for being a Patreon member. And also, like, if anyone wants to be in a story, you can. Just sign up for Patreon.
Yeah, the 3rd tier will get you in a story.
Yes, it has to be the 3rd tier. First one gets you, the ad-free, the stickers, but then it's movie nights, then it's your name in a story. It just keeps getting better.
And who knows what we'll do when we make your character. I'll tell you, I made Jackie massaging people in her story, and it's just because I creeped her Instagram because she follows us, and I know that she's a masseuse.
I love that.
If you want us to creep on you a little bit too, there's your way to get it.
So, Trevin, back to these week's stories, though.
Yes.
What is the connection? We both had door chimes.
We both talked about windows. You had a whole window bit. I busted through the window.
Yeah, that's true.
The only thing different, I mean, not that that really matters, but the windows thing wasn't in the real story, but that's okay. It's about how we're connected in these things.
Exactly. Destroying buildings, I guess, in general. Your guy destroyed a building unintentionally, and my guy didn't destroy a building when he was doing it intentionally. So that's kind of funny.
That is really funny, actually. If they work together, they might actually be good at destroying buildings.
They might get it done. Finally, how they want it. Oh my God. But yeah, that's really the only things I can think of. And I know I told you this in between recording our stories, but all of my stuff today, the smile cam, the teeth facts, and the dental story, it was just, I guess, my episode about the mouth, smiles, teeth.
Yeah, you had said that earlier that you were going for a loose trilogy or whatever, and you told me it, and it just went in my ear and right out the other.
Yeah, it's not as obvious. The smile cam's kind of a stretch, but still.
Yeah, when you pointed it out to me, I thought, hey, that's a fun tie-in.
Yeah. Well, I just hope that everyone is having the best week. And just remember, no matter the crime, big or small, in the end, we're all doomed.
Doomed to catch our competitors on fire.
Bye.
See ya.
If you ain't crockin', you ain't rockin'. Come on over to Patreon. We've got bonus content, ad-free episode, and all the fun.
And do you use social media as your own personal smile cam? Share your face with us on any of our socials. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or Threads. Live, Laugh, Larceny.
Have you ever crashed through a, dare I say, come and go? If so, send us your petty crime story at livelaughlarceny@gmail.com.
And give our show the same rating I would give thrifting. 5 stars. We're saving the planet, y'all. Rate our show wherever you rate podcasts, Apple, Spotify, or Good Pods. Welcome to Live, Laugh, Larceny, your one-stop stop. God damn it.
It's ironic you said your one stop because then you said it twice.
Damn it.
In the end, we're all doomed.
I drew a big blank.
I was like, did I jump the gun? Were you not ready for that?
I was like, what did we even talk about in this episode?
Oh,
I brought the groceries in.